Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Jack's Business Talk. Today I'm trying out a new microphone. It's the first one. I got a couple more on the way to try out. So you guys will have to let me know if the road noise is less audible or not. But what I wanted to talk about today is something that made national news. So a while back, a week or two ago, President Biden put a stop to the sale of the USS Steel plant or steel company to that company in Japan. Anyway, so with that, he was saying it's because of national security. They want to keep it in the states and stuff. So my thoughts about that. One, first let's start off with how it affects Pittsburgh. It affects Pittsburgh because most of the plants for USS Steel, I'm not saying all of them, like they're spread all across the country. But the higher percentage of them are clustered in this area. And anyway, so how it affects Pittsburgh is all those places over time more or less probably would have shut down. And with that being said, you would have a lot more, people that are jobless, and unemployment would have went up, and all the houses would have eventually go up or would have become more unaffordable as houses would have came down in price. I almost said it backwards there 30 seconds ago. But, you know, everything, I wouldn't say it would have been like the 80s or like the 80s and 90s where everything was just gloom and doom. But, it would have been a huge economic hit. And all these people, these blue collar workers, would either have to pivot, retire, learn something else, because it's not even just the steel industry that would be affected. It's the truck driver. It's the little watering holes next to the steel mills. It's the sandwich shops. Near the truck, whatever you call it, the truck yard or whatever you call it. It's all those businesses too that would have taken an economic hit too as well. So it would have had a much greater impact than just steel. So, with that, now let's open it up a little bit to what it means on a national level. So, here's what I want to know, because the government can stop the purchase of it, but does that mean that we're in a failed capitalistic society, kind of like what an uneducated economist talks about all the time? So, meaning that it couldn't survive here in the States, so basically it needed to go abroad, get out of the unions, get out of all of its massive overhead. So since it can't just switch to a company, USS Steel, the only option that they left for them on the table was to sell. So, and then with that, the government blocks that. So, at what point, do are they still profitable? Like, at what point are they going to stop making money and then just be like, okay, well, now what? Well, I can tell you kind of what's going to happen. The government isn't going to subsidize the steel. If they do, it's great. The problem solved. I mean, there's so much money in debt at this point, and it doesn't really it's spending on stupid things that no one approves. So what's it matter? Well, I can tell you what's probably more going to happen is more or less what the book, The Creature from Jekyll Isle, talks about in the very beginning of the book. Anyway, so the company will have trouble making a profit, but they'll then declare bankruptcy, and the government will bail them out, and then they'll run for a while, and then they'll be like, oh, well, we need more money. It's well, how about we pay off your debts to ourselves in a backdoor kind of way, and then we give you more money. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to be the trend, and basically it's just going to be a government-owned steel mill at that point, which honestly is very easy to see. So I don't know. I'm going to flip this camera around so you get the money shot of Pittsburgh. Yep, that's what everyone comes to Pittsburgh to see, those trees. No, it's right around the turn, I promise. But, so that's kind of what I'm wondering more about, because you can only take on so much debt, and so, and, is the steel mill then going to become another burden to society, where it's not profitable, but it has to produce, and I don't know, something to think about. Because I'll be honest, the tariffs aren't going to really impact that much. Like, yeah, I understand it's going to put steel at steel, China steel, Mexican steel, or whatever, at the same price as American steel, and it's better to buy the American steel at that point. But my whole thing is just that you can only play that game for so long before it all ends up catching up to you in the end. I'm going to let this record for a few more seconds just to finish up until we get on 28. And then I'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how this mic did. Like I said, I got a couple more coming to try out. Until next time, I'll see you on Jack's Business Talk. Oh, by the way, before I go, for real. So, you guys might have noticed a whole bunch of uploaded videos recently from me. And it's because of the fact that I noticed that a lot of the videos for some reason were posted on private and didn't actually go live. So that's why over like the last 3 hours or so, you saw like 4 uploads out of nowhere. They've been there the whole time. It's just for some reason it got switched around from private. It was a private behind the scenes to public. I have a feeling that because when I try to upload stuff through my phone, that it automatically wants to stick it in private. I must have just forgot to hit the button. So next time, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Driving with Jack.